Welcome to the Full Armor of Game podcast, episode 16. 4 things you never say to a woman, part 1. If you guys like this episode, let us know. We'll go into part 2, part 3. There's a lot we can cover for you, but we're going to give you listeners exactly what you want. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at Czar of Dating, and also the Texting Prince on Instagram. Make sure you guys support us.
You bring the crowns and heads of conquered kings to my city steps. You insult my queen. You threaten my people with slavery and death. This is Sparta! Sparta! Put on the whole armor of game. This is where we fight! And these shield boys!
Let's start today's episode. And the first thing that I have on my list that's very important, things you never say to a woman. Never say, I'm sorry. I know you guys are probably wondering, what do you mean, Czar? Aren't you supposed to tell a girl you're sorry if you ever make a mistake or you say something that's out of line? Aren't you supposed to tell a girl you're sorry, apologize to her? I know. But once again, if you put the female brain inside of a bird, that bird would start flying backwards. I can't tell you how many guys say, I'm sorry for absolutely no fucking reason at all. They think they've done something wrong because their girl is in a bad mood or being distant. And all of a sudden, guys start acting like they have more estrogen than testosterone. They begin apologizing for shit they didn't even do. Women are emotional creatures, fellas. They're going to be moody and distant from time to time. It doesn't mean you did or said something wrong. Anytime you apologize to a woman, you are showing weakness. And you're starting to seek her approval by being a beta male barnacle. Now, if you do something wrong with your coworkers, guy friends, family members, then of course you should apologize and always take accountability. But with women, never say, I'm sorry. Women aren't attracted to weakness. They are repulsed by weakness. And the more you apologize, the more you begin seeking her approval, validation, guess what? The angrier she's going to get, and she will begin taking advantage of that. It's not going to make anything better. The best way to apologize is by taking the Bill Clinton approach. Listen, certain things were said that shouldn't have been said, or certain things were done that shouldn't have been done. Okay, I own up to that. That's more of a smooth, masculine way of apologizing without actually saying, I'm sorry. That is more of the masculine route you should be taking. But many guys make the mistake of saying, babe, I'm sorry. What did I do wrong? Do you know how annoying that is? You shouldn't be saying, I'm sorry. If you can't control your mouth, you have a problem. Anything that comes out of my mouth, anything I do, I've done it already. I know what I'm saying at all times. I know what I'm doing. I don't have to apologize for being me. You guys have to start thinking about what you're going to say before you say it. So you don't get into this position. Okay? I would rather you guys make calculated decisions without acting out on your emotions, because I've been there, and certain things you say to a girl when you're acting out on your emotions, you can't take back. The damage has already been done. So calm yourself down, think logically before you say something to a girl if you get in a disagreement with her. Do not make those same mistakes I did, where you're acting out on your emotions, and now you feel as if you have to say, I'm sorry, and you have to begin apologizing. As a man, take accountability for everything you do and everything you say. I don't think any man should be apologizing to his girl. I don't.
Just bridging off of that as well is that I think a lot of guys get in the mindset or the frame of mind that it's up to them to make their girl happy or to make women around them happy. And so because of that, then when a girl is not happy around them or something like that, they start to, like you said, kind of just falsely apologize. Like, oh, I'm sorry. What did I do? What can I do for you? How can I make you happy, and they're doing all this placating, and that's part of, just dealing with women, understanding women is, it's not your job to make her happy. Just as it's not her job to make you happy. You're human beings, you're adults. You should be able to deal with stuff like that on your own. So you're not responsible for a woman's 24/7 happiness.
And you're making it worse. A lot of beta husbands, a lot of beta boyfriends get into this trap. They start seeking her approval, apologizing for shit they didn't even do, and you're making it worse in her eyes. She's going to feed into that and take advantage of it. So she's going to backlash even more when you show weakness. Okay? If you do say something that is hurtful and hurts her, tell her, hey, listen, it wasn't my intentions to hurt you. That's not why I said it. But you don't say I'm sorry or I apologize. Women are not attracted to weakness. They are attracted to a man of strength.
Yeah, women are like bumblebees. When you're going to be fine if you relax and are calm around them, as soon as you get fearful, not a bumblebee, because I guess bumblebees don't sting, but around bees, right? If you get fearful and all that and get frantic, then the bee senses that fear and will attack. So kind of in that same way, nothing could necessarily be wrong, but all of a sudden you're bringing it up. Oh, I'm sorry. What did I do wrong? And all that. And now it's that bee. Now she has her stinger out ready to go. Yeah, there is something you did wrong. So the second thing I have here of things you should never say to women, it's in this frame of mind in a couple different scenarios, but the idea is saying stuff like, do you like me? Or do I turn you on if you're, about to get intimate with her? Or do you find me attractive? And I hear so many guys will say stuff like that to women out in real life, or send, if I see their text messages or whatnot. And what that is doing is it's seeking validation from her. Do you like me? Now, the reason why that's a bad move is we all know women like confidence. Confidence is assuming, knowing and assuming, of course she likes you. Yeah, of course she likes me. I don't need to ask that. And another piece of all this, or do I turn you on, or do you find me attractive? It's like, again, assume that. Assume it, know it. Of course she does. That's why she's around you.
Yeah, and what you guys are going to learn throughout these podcasts with what we're teaching you is you never want to seek a woman's approval, seek her validation, or try to appease her. That is very repulsive, fellas. If you can learn anything we talk about, remember this rule of thumb. Never seek her approval, never seek her validation. That's very weak game. That doesn't show that you have massive confidence. And one of the most attractive qualities in a man is having massive confidence. That's number one. I'll continue with something that a family member actually told me he said to a girl. And this was so repulsive. I got this feeling inside of me where I wanted to smack him across the face. He's with this girl he found attractive. They ended up being together, and he told her, why are you with me? I'm so lucky to be with you. God, I must have won the lottery. I was like, oh my God, it was so fucking cringe. I really wanted to smack him across the face. You never say that to a girl, fellas. She's lucky to be with you. She won the lottery being with you. You are putting her up on a pedestal. You are viewing her as the prize. That is not very confident when you tell a girl that. If conversations were to have a scent or a smell, you saying that to a girl would reek of ass and shit. That's what it reeks of straight up sweaty ass and shit. It is that repulsive, fellas. I swear to God, if any of you ever say that to a girl, I better not find you. I better not find you.
Yeah, and the last part I'll add on to this is like when you say, do you like me? And again, not only are you looking for approval and validation, but again, why we mentioned that you don't want to take dating advice from women is that women don't want to teach men game. She expects that you know game. And so again, if you know game and you understand women, you can tell when a woman likes you. You don't have to ask for that. That's because you can read her signs. So when you say that to her, women are never going to give you a real answer, because that's part of the whole hidden secret and trick, is like a woman's option of finding the best possible man. Well, that man has game. He understands how to talk to her already. She doesn't have to teach it to him. So when women are teaching you things about game, they're not giving you the like logical advice, because they don't always know what works on them emotionally, but also they're not going to give you all the deep, dark secrets, because that's saved for her to reward the men that already know them. So anytime you ask women stuff like that, do you like me? Do you find me attractive? Am I doing this right? Do I turn you on? Women are going to see that as weakness and lose some respect and attraction for you.
Yeah, like you said, women just want a man who gets it. They don't want to tell you what they're attracted to, what they like in a man. And back in my beta blue pill days, I remember I used that as one of my openers. Oh, so what kind of guys are you attracted to? And let me tell you something, that conversation went absolutely nowhere. She went from being attracted to me to, yeah, on to the next one. Because you should already know what a girl's attracted to when you have game. They don't want to break it down for you. They can't, because what do we tell you? Women say one thing, but they mean another. What they respond to is completely different from what they tell you. They can't figure out why this guy is triggering certain sexual triggers inside of her. She can't figure that out. Why am I so attracted to him? What is he doing to me? Women can't figure that out. They're based on emotions. Men are more logic. Men speak logically, right? We're based on logic. So we can tell you, we can break it down for you. We can show you the formulas if you take our advice.
Yeah, exactly.
So this next one, I don't know why there's been a resurgence with this question. I'm assuming it's because they watch all these other podcasters and they claim how important this is in a woman. I understand that. How many guys have you slept with or been with? Now, fellas, I understand no guy wants a girl who slept with over 100 dudes. I get that. I do believe that it's harder for them to pair bond with a guy with the more sexual partners they've had. But this question is a double-edged sword. And you guys want to ask girls these questions that you're dating or seeing because they basically explain to you why it's so important, a woman's body count. But let me tell you something. You don't ask a girl how many guys she slept with or been with. Why? It's taboo, and it should always stay taboo. Yes, like I said, a woman's body count does matter, but you should only be dealing with high-value women where you don't even have to wonder about her sexual past, because we're not wifing up thoughts. We're not wifing up promiscuous women. Me and the Texting Prince can figure everything out about a woman within 5 seconds, maybe even 10 seconds of looking at her, the way she carries herself, the way she's dressed up, certain tattoos, bright colored hair. We went over that, the red flags. We can tell which women have a high body count. So the fact that you're even asking her this question, it sets you up for failure. Because number one, a woman's reputation is the most important thing that she has to hold on to. I'm going to repeat that so you beta males get this, you barnacles. A woman's reputation is the most important thing that she has to hold on to. So what does that mean? That means she's going to lie about her sexual past. She's only going to count how many boyfriends she had. So why would you even ask her such an insecure question? You're never going to know. She'll never tell you the truth. And now you look very insecure in her eyes for even bringing that question up. And just because a girl asked you how many women you've slept with, that doesn't give you the right to ask her back, how many men have you slept with? You're setting yourself up for failure. She's going to look at you like you are not that alpha, you're not confident in yourself, and you are very insecure. And you are insecure if you ask a girl that. Even during my beta days, I never asked the girl this question because I knew certain things were taboo. And you guys want to know what happens when you guys ask a woman what her body count is or how many men she slept with, you want to know what happens? You break that bond that she now had with you. She no longer has that bond with you because you are no longer her safe zone, her safety net. She can't trust you out of fear of you judging her. So she's not going to tell you certain things that she doesn't tell anyone else. And that is much worse than what a woman's body count is. Once you break that emotional bond you have with a woman, that emotional connection, it's game over. She's going to become distant. And now she's not going to be able to open up to you because you're the only guy in her life that she wants to open up to if she looks up to you, if she knows you're not going to judge her. They will tell you everything, fellas. Do not make this mistake, okay? I would never bother asking such a beta question like that. Breaking that bond and trust that you have with a woman is much worse than what her body count is. All that oxytocin that she once had for you is slowly going to dissipate. The second you ask your girl this question, you've now essentially broken that strong bond and trust she once had for you. You were her safety net. You were the guy she could talk to about anything. And now she can no longer trust you because she feels as if you're judging her with your insecurities. A woman's self-image is the most important thing that she has to hold on to. I want you guys to remember that. Stop listening to these podcasters who preach about how important a woman's body count is. It is important. I understand that. But now when you see them asking all the girls on their show, oh, what's your body count? You guys want to replicate that because you feel as if that's the right thing to do. Every man should do that. And no, they don't teach you game. They do this because it's show. It's all for show. They know it's going to bring in the views. They're going to get clout out of it. People are going to start commenting. That's why they do it.
Part of all this, anyways, is women are smart and they're very socially smart and socially calibrated. So if you do ask her that, there's like the age old, motto of a woman will, whatever a woman says her body count is, multiply it by 3. Whatever a man says it is, divide it by 3. Because the idea is that men brag and women downplay it because they know it's not a good social stigma to have, even though some women on TikTok and instant media parade it around. But the idea is that she's not going to be truthful with you, most likely anyway, if you bring that question up, because she already knows. I talk to women about this all the time. They have their own numbers that they know are believable, that are still acceptable. Like if a girl got way, way all around in college, that girl might go, well, 15, because she already knows that so many people have seen her with different guys. But the other girl that's secretive about it, she might just go 3. And that's going to be her number that she knows she can say either way. So what I'm saying is you're not going to get the truthful answer out of them when you ask that. And like Czar said, when you ask her that, now what happens is she shuts down and puts her guard up. And what that means is that she's going to be way, way more careful about telling you any stories or revealing things when she's around you because she's going to have her guard up. And so if you want to, like you should vet women, especially if you're thinking of getting into a long-term relationship with her, you should not be asking those forward questions or letting her know that that is a big stigma or judgment for you. Now, it definitely can be, but what I'm saying is to keep that secret. And now by allowing her to open up and not judging her, not putting her on the spot, you'll start to see the more time you spend with her, she will start telling you stories because you're a non-judgmental guy. And you want that to be there because now when she feels you're non-judgmental, you're going to be able to vet her much better because over time, she's going to reveal more of herself to you rather than if you come at it like, what's your body count? I heard, after 3, you lose your pair bonding capabilities. If you say that to women, they're going to have their guard up. They're socially calibrated, so they're going to be able to lie. And then they're going to be hiding things from you the whole time in your relationship rather than appear non-judgmental. If you don't ever want to marry a girl with a certain number of body count, that's totally fine. That's a great standard you can have for yourself. But I wouldn't suggest putting that out in the open and telling a woman that because she's going to close up and then you won't get the real truth out of her either way.
Yeah, and I mentioned about the specific date I was out on. I talked about this on another podcast. Met this woman at PetSmart. She had no bright colored hair. She had no tattoos. Very feminine, sexy body. We go out on a date. Halfway through the date, I tell her, listen, this is a judge-free zone. I don't judge. Always tell a woman that, because now they're starting to reveal all of these things about her secrets. So she ended up telling me, yeah, I used to be a stripper when I was younger. I also used to be addicted to drugs. I got into a bad car accident where I crashed into a tree. Oh, red flags. Red flags all over her, right? I didn't even have to ask her, what's your body count? How many guys have you slept with? Right? That told me everything I need to know. So if you guys would just shut up, listen to women, and stop judging them, guess what? They will tell you everything, especially if they have a shot of tequila inside of them, maybe two. Now
And
they're an open
Czar,
book.
I'm guessing, right, when you heard those red flags going off in your head, you didn't sit down and on the table and tell her, oh, those are all red flags. I heard about them on podcasts. Those are red flags.
Fuck no. No, we don't want you guys.
Exactly.
Guys, listen,
You just
don't tell
appear
women.
non-judgmental, and then you
Exactly.
keep hearing more and more
Mhm.
from her life, and then you
You
can
could,
make a better judge of her actual character.
I think I actually said, wow, that's interesting. I used to be a stripper too. Right. So just go along with it, be non judgmental, but you don't tell her, you know what? I heard this on a podcast. You're displaying red flags right now. And guys want to talk about the red pill stuff they hear about female nature with girls. They want to talk about what Fresh and Fit talk about, our podcast. You guys, it's if you guys are revealing everything you hear and what we're teaching you, you are a fucking idiot. That's like a magician revealing his magic tricks. And now she's going to get much smarter than you because she's going to be able to hide everything you're talking about to make herself appear like an angel. You never discuss these views with women, but you keep a mental note of it like I did. So the mental note I kept was, okay, I'm going to sleep with this girl, have a good time, but I am not getting into a relationship with her.
Yeah, when you guys are learning game, just think about it simply. Game is Fight Club. What's the number one rule of Fight Club? Don't tell
Don't
anyone else
talk
about Fight
about it.
Club.
Yes.
Don't tell your buddies about it. Like we said, it's good to have wingmen and guys that understand games so you can work together as a team. But don't sit there and try to discuss this stuff with women. Again, they don't like that you have all their secrets revealed. It's much better if you're in person and you know what she's going to do before she knows what she's going to do, but you don't tell her that. You just are always a step ahead, and then she figures that out about you, and it's very attractive, but you don't need to tell her all of that and pin it down and say, hey, you're the magician. I saw how you did that card trick, you fraud. No, you don't say that to the magician. That makes them defensive, and they don't want to perform in front of you anymore. Let the girls try their magic, but you just know how the act goes, so it doesn't wow you over. It doesn't make you go goo goo gaga and make you go into simp beta land.
Yeah.
Know
And
the secrets.
you guys can email us. If you guys go through these scenarios and go like, wow, you guys were so right. Anything we talk about where we were correct and right, email us. Tell us. We love hearing these stories, right? Oh my God, Texting Prince, you were right. You mentioned this and this happened to me exactly like you said it. Or Czar, you know what? You mentioned this red flag and I saw it in her and you were 100% right. We love hearing stories like this, but you could share it with us or your close boys that actually have game. Never with the girl. Please don't be a barnacle. Do not be a barnacle. I call that beta male barnacle activities, BMB activities. You never want to engage in that.
Yeah, exactly. All right, number 4, I had about things you should never say to women, and Czar kind of mentioned this already, but I have a couple other examples of that same frame of mind. Is when you said that story about, was it your cousin that said, "I'm so lucky I found you."
Yeah. Why are
So
you with me? Yeah.
Yes, why are you with me? That exactly. So things that I hear guys say, especially when you get into relationships or marriages, becomes way more norm. But people even say it way too early on in the dating phase. I don't think you should be saying this ever. Is things like, "I'd be lost without you. I'd be nothing without you. You complete me." Like those romantic ones you hear in the movies that women go, oh, they love that and they melt when you say that. And it's like, no, you're my better half. So all of those things you're alluding to is that you would be less of a man or less of a person without her. She completes you. She's your better half, as in you're not a whole person yourself. Any healthy relationship needs two full, whole, healthy people to make that work, not two, dysfunctional people that come together and they make one person. And whenever you say stuff like that to women, there's so much pressure also you're putting on her. Like, I'd be lost without you. You complete me. I'm nothing without you. And anytime you're saying something like that, think of what you're saying is you need her in some way. My life would be nothing without you. You complete me. You need her. And again, that's a subconscious underlying sign of neediness, which we know is repellent with women. So slowly she'll grow less and less attracted to you. And you have so many like longer term relationships that the years go by and they get less and they just become roommates. They're not even sexually attracted to each other. And it's these little messages that you say over time that add up, and you get this subconscious programming too, that you just need her and you'd be nothing without her. Versus, I look at women as the whipped cream and cherry on top of my beautiful sundae I've already built. Like, they're a bonus to my life. And what we know about women is women don't want to be the centerpiece of a man's life. She wants to jump on the back of a guy that is going places and already has his life in order. He has goals, he has aspirations, and she becomes an accessory to that on his ride through his life. But she doesn't want to be the destination. And so many guys get into that mindset. And even if you're not in a relationship at all with a woman right now, it's good to understand this, because think about all around you. Look at all your friends or married couples and how many guys say stuff like this about their women or to their women. And you'll notice why there's so many relationships that they just grow old and fat together, and they don't even try to keep it spicy and have all that excitement together. Is these little things like that where guys are, using women as their center post in life rather than having an awesome life. And the woman is the sweet whipped cream and cherry that makes it a little bit better, a little bit sweeter, a little tastier. It adds a little more texture to your life, but it is not your whole life. So any type of phrases like that, to me, is something you should never say to women.
Yeah, I call it the beta mind programming, because they see this in romance movies. They read about it. Girls talk about this as well. People promote it. And now you want to replicate it because you think it sounds cute and that's what you're supposed to say. Bullshit. Escape the beta mind programming. I'd be damned if I ever need a girl to complete me. I would be damned if she's my better half, if she's my other half. The only time a relationship is truly going to work, fellas, and this is a secret I'm going to teach you guys right now, is if you yourself is complete and the girl herself is also complete, and you guys share that completeness with one another. That's the only way it's going to work. Because if you are seeking for the other person to complete you and vice versa, it's a constant tug of war. You're going to feed off one another. You're going to rely on the other person to complete you. She's going to rely on you. It is going to be chaos. But if you two are complete and then you share it with one another, that's when the magic happens. So before you get in a relationship, you better make sure you have your shit together and you are complete. You don't need anyone else to complete you except God. God is the only one that can complete you spiritually. Nothing physical.
Yeah. Well said.
Because you're going to want more and more and more. It's never going to be enough. But when you have God in your life, you will always be complete. You can embrace the aloneness that you have. You may walk alone, but you're never on your own because you'll always have God. A woman can't do that for you. So share that completeness. Any woman that comes in my life, I'm already complete. I can share it with her. And she enjoys the fruits of the labor. She enjoys being around me because I don't need her. Remember one thing, fellas, something that will never be, the one thing that will never be seen as high value is that word need. If you need her for anything, it's game over. High value men do not need anything from a woman. Okay. And we'll end that on there unless you have something else you want to add before we go texting Prince.
No, I thought you wrapped that up beautifully. Well said. Very well said.
Make sure you guys sign up for our seminar. You guys do not want to miss it. Me and the Texting Prince will coach you one-on-one. We'll make sure your game is tight. We'll answer any questions you have. We'll also discuss what you need to work on just by looking at you, hearing your voice, the way you carry yourself. It's a judge-free zone, but we're going to be brutally honest with you guys. And you're going to have to put in the work that we tell you. And you get to have all of our courses for free when you sign up. That's a huge value we're adding on there for you guys because we want to help you. So this is something exclusive that we're not announcing to the entire world because we can only have 10 people per seminar. So make sure you guys sign up.
Yeah, and you really, I mean, you're getting the best of all worlds completed between us. You get the nutrition, the workout game from Czar. You got his attraction ebooks, his relationship courses. You got all my texting stuff, my online dating program. You have us there too for, hey, I want to get better matches with women on. Well, show us some of your pictures from your online dating app. We can sit there and piece it apart and help you figure that out right there on the spot. Oh, you got a text conversation, you're not sure what went wrong. Show it to us. You can block out the names if you want, no problem, but I'll be able to tell you exactly what happened, where you went wrong, and what you can do next time so that doesn't happen to you. So between us two, you got it all for you, a 5-week long. And of course, if you can't make any of the live coaching sessions, we'll have that recorded for you so you can listen in. And if you have questions you want to submit to be answered, or screenshots of your text you want us to break down, you can't make it, no problem. We'll be in contact with you through email. You can send them over and we will make sure to go over them for sure in these coaching sessions.
It's the best combination with the Texting Prince and me, because you get the best of both worlds, and you will be complete once you're done, not only with our courses, but our seminars and what we teach you guys. There's no way you can lose with women. We're going to take our time with you, and you have us for life. If you have any questions, you can email us. We will work with you. We'll answer your emails because you invested your money into us. We're going to invest our time into you. You're not going to go anywhere. We promise you. No other dating coaches
every guy
are doing
I've ever
this.
coached is like I'm like a mama bird, and they're my beautiful baby chicklets that I want to watch have a great life.
Because we care. We care about these guys. We want to see you succeed. We're not just doing this just for the money, right? Because we're investing a lot of time into you. And we truly do want to see you guys succeed and start waking up with beautiful women and attracting any woman you are attracted to. That's the goal.
Yeah. And I've heard this. I take so many courses and programs throughout learning business and websites and learning copywriting, all the skills you need to start a business. And I remember hearing something so beautifully said, because we have so much free content, guys. There's so much free stuff, these podcasts, all that. You can learn so much. But there's something about when you pay attention. I remember hearing that as I was going through these business courses. I was paying all this money to all that. And yeah, when I pay attention. You invest, you put some skin in the game, then you're really like, okay, I really am going to get this taken care of. Instead of going, well, the new year's coming up. That'll be my new year resolution, is to get better with women. Oh, then it'll be in 6 months, I'll do it. And it's like, you can keep pushing the goalposts back, but when you pay attention. So there's a great chance to jump in and get it all figured out. And with that, thank you guys for listening. Let us know how you felt about the 4 things to never say to women. If you have other ones, let us know through email or, Instagram. Send us a DM, and we might have to, make another one of these episodes later down the road to include some other ones.
Yeah, thank you guys. Make sure you subscribe to our Spotify, support us, give us a review, an honest review. And if you want us to go into part 2 of things you never say, let us know. We love hearing from you guys. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.